It started with a single moment. Not dramatic, not accompanied by any official announcement, and almost easy to miss. Yet unexpectedly, that brief fragment is what caused the names Tian Xuning and Ziyu to echo endlessly across social media. Timelines filled with analysis, comments, and debate. The question seemed simple, but the answer proved complex. Why is everyone talking about them? The answer does not rest on just one factor. Social media, fan emotions, and the power of a moment captured on camera merged into one unstoppable wave. At first glance, there was nothing extraordinary. Tian Xuning and Ziyu were simply in the same space, the same situation, the same frame. Yet it was precisely the simplicity that made people pause. There were no exaggerated gestures, no striking dialogue, only a closeness that felt different. For some, the moment passed unnoticed. But for fans accustomed to reading details, every glance, pause, and shift in body language felt loaded with meaning. Within hours, the clip spread widely and became a topic of conversation. In the digital era, social media does more than spread information, it magnifies it. Algorithms continuously push content that receives high engagement onto more screens. When one post about Tian Xuning and Ziyu gained traction, countless others followed. Timelines turned into collective discussion spaces. One comment invited another. One theory sparked several more. Social media transformed that moment from a private fragment into a public narrative. Another reason this topic exploded is the emotional investment of fans. Many have followed Tian Xuning and Ziyu for a long time. Small changes feel significant. Every interaction becomes a source of hope, concern, or simple curiosity. Social media gives these emotions a place to meet. When one person voices their feelings, others recognize their own in it. From there, a shared emotional current forms and grows stronger. Interestingly, not everyone views the moment the same way. Some fans see the closeness as genuine and warm. Others believe it has been exaggerated. This split in perception is exactly what keeps the discussion alive. If everyone agreed, the topic might fade quickly. But disagreement fuels continuous debate, with no clear endpoint. Tian Xuning's response or lack of one became a story of its own. He offered no clarification, no denial. His silence opened the door to speculation. For some fans, that quiet felt meaningful. For others, it was simply a professional choice. On social media, silence often speaks louder than words. Old posts and past appearances of Tian Xuning were resurfaced, re-examined, and linked back to the viral moment. Ziyu experienced the same shift. She began to be viewed through a new lens. Gestures once seen as ordinary now felt different. The way she reacted, smiled, or turned her head became part of a larger narrative shaped by the public. Some fans felt Ziyu revealed a softer side, others reminded everyone that professionalism is often mistaken for personal closeness. Social media is a space where facts and imagination easily blend. Real fragments meet personal hopes and assumptions. In the case of Tian Xuning and Ziyu, one real moment expanded into countless interpretations. Not all of them are right, not all of them are wrong, but all of them exist because they are discussed. Many viral topics rise and fall quickly. What lasts are those that touch emotion. The story of Tian Xuning and Ziyu taps into human curiosity about connection, closeness, and hidden meaning within small moments. That is why social media continues to amplify it. Not because of empty sensation, but because people feel emotionally connected to it. To this day, there has been no official clarification to close the conversation. And that is precisely where its strength lies. Without a clear ending, the public is free to interpret. Without an official conclusion, The discussion continues. Social media thrives on open stories. It invites participation, opinion, and emotion. In the end, this phenomenon shows that the attention surrounding Tian Xuning Ziyu is more than a passing trend. It reflects how social media works, connecting small moments with big emotions and spreading them across millions of screens. Why is everyone talking about Tian Xuning Ziyu? Because social media provides the stage, magnifies the details, and unites collective emotion. One simple moment becomes a long-running story because millions of people choose to engage with it. Will the discussion eventually fade? Perhaps. But as long as the moment is remembered, as long as social media remains a space for shared emotion, the names Tian Xuning Ziyu will continue to surface, discussed, analyzed, and remembered. And perhaps that is the most honest answer social media can give. As the conversation continues to unfold, something else becomes clear. The discussion is no longer only about Tian Xuning Ziyu themselves, but about the way audiences relate to public figures in the digital age. Fans are not merely passive viewers anymore, they are active participants who interpret, respond, and emotionally invest in every visible detail. Over time, the viral moment begins to shape expectations. Each new appearance by Tian Xuning Ziyu is quietly examined, not necessarily for what happens, but for what does not happen. Absence becomes as meaningful as presence. A lack of interaction is noticed just as much as a shared glance, and both are quickly folded back into ongoing theories. This constant attention creates an invisible pressure. Public figures are aware that even the smallest gesture can be magnified and reinterpreted. In such an environment, silence can be a form of self-protection rather than secrecy. Choosing not to explain may be a way to prevent further distortion, even if it has the opposite effect. Meanwhile, the fan community itself continues to evolve. Some fans grow more cautious, stepping back from speculation and choosing to observe quietly. Others become more vocal, defending their interpretations with passion. These differing approaches coexist, occasionally clashing, but together they keep the narrative alive. What remains most striking is how a fleeting interaction has turned into a shared emotional reference point. It is remembered not for what was confirmed, but for what was left open. In that openness, fans find space for imagination, connection, and debate. As weeks pass, new trends emerge and other stories rise to prominence. Yet the moment involving Tian Xuning Ziyu does not fully disappear. It lingers, resurfacing unexpectedly,